In this exercise, we're going to create an Ultimatic, and we're going to want this Ultimatic to allow us to window an area and then select the duct in the area, export the duct, then grab a hold of just the piece numbers and then change the piece numbers colors. So it's going to be an Ultimatic that allows us to window, it isolates the duct, exports the duct, grabs a hold of just the piece numbers, changes the color of the piece numbers to a color that we can recognize is going to be exported. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go into the library icon on the PractiCAD ribbon. We're going to maximize our space. We're going to come over here to where it says Ultimatics. We're going to highlight the Ultimatics in our browser. We're going to hit the green Create a New Item. We're going to select the BMP image and we're going to press Open. And then we're going to name this. And we're going to name this one PCAD Layer Export 2. And we're going to hit Enter. So PCAD Layer Export 2. So now what we need to do is we need to start pulling automatics from the right that are available into the left. And we now need to think about exactly how we want to accomplish. We know that we're going to window an area first. So since we're going to window an area, we know we're going to isolate a lot of different objects, including duct, steel, grids, backgrounds. So what we really want to do is make sure we have a selection automatic that just grabs what we want this Ultimatic to apply to. And that's going to be duct. So we first need a selection automatic that just grabs duct inside a current selection. So let's go into the available automatics. Let's go to our PractiCAD selection autos. And we're going to choose this one that says select fittings current selection. And we're going to say let's add it to the list. And to show you what's inside this selection automatic, we're going to click on the button Edit the Selected Automatic. We're going to save our changes. And PractiCAD is going to move to that on the browser. You can see here on the left it automatically brought us to Selection Automatics, PractiCAD Selection Autos, and Select Fittings-CS. And CS, whenever you see that in PractiCAD, if it was a default PractiCAD icon or automatic, CS means current selection. So you can see here that it seems to select without tags. The selection parameters are it selects fittings in the current selection, which is exactly what we're looking for. And the conditions we have here, it seems that all the fittings are checked. So this automatic is exactly what we want. It'll allow us to highlight an area, grab a hold of a lot of stuff, and then PractiCAD is going to run this automatic and only grab a hold of fittings without their tags. So we're going to back up using a backward button. And now we're going to go to the second step. At this point, we have to imagine, as we're building this Ultimatic, that we've ran this automatic and the duct on the drawing is highlighted. Now that it's highlighted, we have to think, what do we want to do with it? It's currently selected. Well, we want to run an export automatic. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, well, let's run an export automatic that runs off of what's currently selected. So here what we're going to do is we're going to choose the export current selection automatic, and we're going to add it to our Ultimatic. And what we're going to do is double check to make sure that this has got all the right information and parameters. So let's click on Edit the Selected Automatic. We're going to save our changes. And we'll look inside the parameters of this export automatic. Here on the left you can see PractiCAD's brought us to the export automatics. As notated right here on the top of the screen, we've got automatics. So we're inside automatics, export, and it says export current selection. Now you can see right here, this happens to say in the selection set, line all. That means highlight everything on the duct line. This is actually not what we want. And you can also see that it's mislabeled. This is why it's a good reason that if you're going to use automatics that you didn't create yourself, it's going to be a good reason to check them first. We need this automatic to run off current selection. Because if the automatic ran off line all, well, if you watch the tutorials on how to create auto selection automatics, what would happen is in the middle of this Ultimatic, PractiCAD would stop us and ask us to select the duct line. We don't want that. In our automatic, we've already got, at the top of the Ultimatic, we got a selection auto that says grab duct that's currently selected. So by the time it gets to export current selection, we should already have selected what we want. So if we are going to use this automatic we're going to change it to current selection. Now we're going to take a look at conditions. We're going to make sure that all the fittings that we want highlighted. For now, we're just going to say everything in the drawing. We've got some grouping and takeoffs. And essentially what we're going to do now is we're going to save our changes because we did make changes. And now we're going to back up using the backward button. It's going to bring us back to the Ultimatic. So this was a really good exercise on editing a selected automatic to make sure that it's going to work. Now keep in mind that once you've edited an automatic, it's edited for good. So if you've got that automatic being used in some other Ultimatic, it's going to affect that Ultimatic. So you want to be careful. You might want to design a brand new automatic specifically for this Ultimatic. So what we're going to do here though in this tutorial is we've modified the existing one. So let's run through what we've got. We know it's going to select fittings, current selection without tags. Then it's going to have those fittings selected and it's going to export whatever's currently selected. Now the next step we said we wanted is while we've got the duct highlighted, we want PractiCAD to let go of the duct and only highlight the piece numbers so that we can change the piece numbers colors. That's how we introduced this tutorial. We said we want to highlight selected duct, export it, and then just highlight piece numbers, change the color of the piece numbers. So we're going to need a selection automatic that grabs only piece numbers. So what we're going to do is go into selection autos. We're going to go into PractiCAD selection autos. And we do happen to have one already built in the default data. If you don't have one, you'd have to create your own. And we're just going to scroll down until we get to select piece number, tag only, current selection. Now, for the tutorial, I happen to know that this is the right one. It comes in the PractiCAD default data. But let's add it to the list. And let's take a look at what this selection automatic does. We're going to click on Edit the Selected Automatic. We're going to save. We're going to look inside. Okay. Well, it seems that it's got the tag parameters are not highlighted. So let's see what it does for selection. Okay. This selection automatic, and it's indicated right here on the left. You can see it's coming from automatics, selection, and the one we checked was the select piece number tag only. Well, you can say this automatic selects tags by selected entity, and we cover that in the tutorials for selection automatics under tags. So it only highlights tags for the selected entities. Now remember, right now, where we are in the Ultimatic, we've got duct that's been highlighted, and we've already exported it. So now it's going to fire off this automatic, and it's going to grab the tags by selected entity. You can see it's only grabbing custom tags. And let's go to the conditions. You can see that only if the name equals, and these are the names of the piece numbers that come in your default data. The one we happen to have on the drawing is piece number circle. So you can see that it's going to grab tags inside the selected duct, and it's going to grab the ones only with these names. And the tag on the drawing currently is called piece number circle. So it seems that we've got a good selection automatic for grabbing just the numbers. Now you'll notice that it says under parameters, replace current selection set. So let's think about that. The duct is already highlighted in our Ultimatic right now. We're on step 3. But when this automatic kicks in, it's going to replace what's currently selected. So PractiCAD is going to let go of the duct and then highlight this selection, which is going to be the tags named piece number circle. So it's going to let go of the duct and highlight the piece numbers, and that's exactly what we want. So we're now going to back up again, and we're now going to think about where we're at. At this point, we've got just the piece number highlighted. That's it. Piece numbers are highlighted, and now we need to change them green. So to change the color, we're going to run a command automatic. That's going to be the next step. So we're going to come here and open up command automatics. And we've got one here called change green. And we're going to add it to our list. And once again, let's take a look at the selected automatic change green. Let's see what's inside. You can see here, as long as you've watched all these tutorials on how to build automatics, you'll understand exactly what this is. this is going to change whatever we've got highlighted green. So this automatic's going to do just fine. So we're going to back up. So here we've got a 4-step Ultimatic. Step 1, of course, is always to highlight the drawing. Then it kicks in with these 4 automatics. So first, we've got grab only the duct in the window. Then export the duct. That's selected. Then let go of the duct and grab the piece number tags. Then change the piece number tags that are highlighted green. So once we've chosen all the automatics in the proper order, remember, order is key when you're building Ultimatics. Now we're going to click on PCAD Layer Export To. We're going to drag it into our bin. We're going to close. And now what we're going to do is we're going to highlight an area. And now we're going to run the PCAD Layer Export To Auto. And once we click on it, you can see that it's first isolated the duct. It's now exporting all of the duct that's highlighted. We're going to press OK. It then releases the duct quickly, grabs the piece numbers, and changes their color. And that is exactly what we wanted this Ultimatic to do. So it was a 4-step. Selection automatic for just duct, no tags. Export currently selected duct. Let go of the duct, highlight just the piece number tags, change the color. So this is another very good example of combining all the different automatic types we offer to form one very intelligent, one-touch click Ultimatic.